All right, we're gonna get in here and get this thing done quick, cause it is very cold out here. Don't even ask me why I'm pissed. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be coming out here. I'll be doing it every Sunday, but I didn't think I'd be coming outside. I don't even know why I'm compelled to come outside. But I know the vibe is different out here. And it works better for me when I come out here. So, Sunday morning, episode number 28. And it's the 1st of February already. Crazy. 1st of February. And we got the 111 again. Anyway, here we go. Just like to ask y'all that indulge in this thing to check out episode 27 and 26. Just go back and take a look and leave a message. I just need a little bit more performance on those, because of the algorithm. All right. Okay, so I said the word. The word is algorithm, and I said it. Yeah. And when I said it and when I hear it, I said they're doing what? They're chasing this algorithm. They're trying to understand how to use it and how to manipulate it and how to get on that wave, that algorithmic wave. But I'll be damned if I know what the hell the algorithm is. I don't even know. I doubt if you know what it is. I know people use it, but here we go. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I looked it up. An algorithm is a finite set of unambiguous instructions for solving a problem or accomplishing a task, typically by computer. You got that? Me neither. I don't know what it means. An unambiguous instructions for solving a problem or accomplishing a task. Okay, unambiguous. Okay. It is a precise step-by-step procedure that takes one or more inputs, processes them through a series of defined steps, and produces one or more outputs. That sounds like modern. What the hell is he talking about? One or more inputs and produces one or more outputs. I still don't know what it is. And I still don't know how to manipulate it. I was given so much thought to increasing people's participation, and all I got back was you gotta be down with the algorithm, man. You got to be down with the algorithm. And I'm like, yeah. What's the algorithm? Okay. Key aspects of algorithms. Characteristics. I guess the first one, input, output. An algorithm accepts 0 or more inputs and produces at least one output. Now, it just said that you have to have at least one input, but now it says you don't even need an input. Next thing is definiteness. Each instruction must be clear, precise, and unambiguous, with only one interpretation. Now, everything you put into this thing that we don't know, everything we put into it has to be precise, unambiguous, and only has one interpretation. Ain't too many things in this world that I can think of that meets that criteria. But anyway, finiteness, that's the next criteria, finiteness. An algorithm must terminate after a limited or finite number of steps and not run indefinitely. Okay, so you put in it runs it, and then it comes out. It doesn't keep running forever. Okay, good. Effectiveness. Each step must be basic enough that it can be carried out in practice within a finite number of time. Carried out in practice, practice, within a finite amount of time. Okay. And it has language dependent. The logic of an algorithm is dependent on any specific programming language, though it is eventually implemented in one. It's not dependent on any, but it's also implemented eventually in one. If anybody knows what this is, could you please explain to me? Because I still don't know. I've read it. Okay. And I'll just go to the common types of algorithms: the sorting algorithm, the search algorithm, the graph algorithm, and the machine learning algorithm. That's the one I guess I'm most familiar with. That's like Chat GPT, DeepSeek, the learning ones, right? And here go some everyday examples of algorithms. Following a recipe, a set of steps and ingredients, inputs, to produce a meal, an output. I bet you didn't know if you were following a recipe that you were following an algorithm, or if you create a recipe that you just created an algorithm. Guess you didn't know. Navigation apps use algorithms to find the most effective route based on maps and real-time traffic data. Okay, I can see that. Search algorithms process keywords to retrieve and rank relevant web pages. So, I understand what they're saying, but I still don't know how it works. So this would be like a search engine. You put in something and it'll go through the internet and it'll find all the relevant pages, and then it'll rank them. Tying your shoelace. A sequence of steps that, when followed correctly, result in a tied shoe. I bet you didn't know that, right? So here we go. This is what an algorithm is, right? And I don't know how that helps me on YouTube or on any social networking platform, right? So please comment, let me know, because I don't know. So this means that, let's say YouTube, for instance, has a specific thing they want you to input. It goes into their little algorithmic machine, let's say, and then based on what you put in, it'll pick it up based on what they're looking for, and it'll spit it out on the other side, meaning it'll let other people know what you're talking about, right? So at this point, they probably have algorithms making algorithms. So it's completely outside of human intervention.
Here how an algorithm might grow.
Okay, so this is what I was thinking about, right? Now, we have people putting their energy into this thing, algorithm, right? Using a word I'm pretty sure that they don't understand, right? But they have created this ghost, this phantom, this thing called the algorithm that we, I don't want to say worship, but that we feed, right? We feed this thing, really not knowing what it is, right? It shifts and changes, and I guess it goes with current events, you know, what people are talking about mostly. But, you know, and I was beginning to get really concerned about attaching myself to some kind of algorithm, or finding what my audience thinks, or my algorithmic tempo, or whatever you want to call it is. And it started to consume a lot of my time. And I see, when I look at different pages and people who are building their pages and have large pages, that's all they care about. They'll do anything to get the attention of this phantom, right? So this is where we're at now. I'd like to introduce another word, an eidolon. EIDOLON. An eidolon. It's an idealized person or a thing, or a specter, or a phantom. Now, these words are important because an algorithm or algorithms has become an idolized thing, right? And the second definition is it's a specter or a phantom. So here it is now, phantom. Now, I'm like, what's the difference between a phantom and a ghost? And what's a specter? Do they all mean, what's the difference? A specter is like a ghost, right? A ghost is supposed to be a person that died and their spirit is hanging around. Usually it's confined to an area or a place. Like a ghost is haunting this place, right? But he could be just hanging around, whatever. But a specter is an evil ghost. He's trying to get you, he's trying to, it's something out of a horror movie. That's a specter, right? But a phantom now is different. A phantom is something that's created by the person. It could be something in your mind. It could be something outside. It could be real. It could be a shadow, right? So that's why I'm equating algorithms to phantoms or an eidolon. Now, there's what's his name? Walt Whitman had a famous poem called Eidolon, where he's talking about the ghost of the earth or the spirit of the earth. But that's similar, I guess you could say that's a phantom if you want to put it that way. But my point is that people are using words and concepts that we don't really understand. It's like, how everybody's a narcissist these days, right? We don't really know what a narcissist is. Well, so when we use that, we're using algorithm. Like, you got to get on the algorithm. What's the algorithm? It's the algorithm. We don't know what it is, really. It's a phantom. It's something that we're feeding, but we really don't know what it is. And it becomes, it kind of takes over. It takes over your energy, takes over your spirit. And once you get a taste of it, like if it feeds you, if it favors you, it's like a drug. It's like the feeling, the likes, it just, you got to get it. You got to get more of it. And you're willing to do anything, to say anything, to attach yourself to anything, to stay favored by this phantom. Right? So I brought that up just to be transparent and have people understand that when you do start doing things like this, you want to be successful and you want to be favored and you want people to get on to look at your stuff, look at your art. You want to, but I'm gonna refrain from worshiping at the altar of the algorithm. I'm gonna push forward the way I've been. I will talk about things that I think about, and maybe it'll help somebody, just to, you don't have to think about algorithms if you're not into this, but it's just another way of thinking and of open up your mind. An eidolon, that's an interesting concept. What does it mean? Have I created eidolons for myself in my life? Are there phantoms that I have generated in my life? Could be a lot of things, could be anything, So that's my thing for today. We're just gonna keep going, I'm still, gonna look at my subscriber count or who engages and stuff. That's not gonna be the determining factor. Like I said, we're small, but we're mighty. And I'm just gonna keep going, Whoever is on, whoever is not, is not. That's it. So yeah, you know what we say around here. It's not what you think, it's what you think about.
Lonely, oh no, I'm not lonely. I'm living my life, partying, loving, and believing. Don't ask me what's gonna be. Now's all I see. I'm living. I give my thanks, and that's as good as I'm gonna be.